welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing readings around the solar eclipse, which is to occur between either April 19th or April 20th, depending where you live. Now, this is the time where the sun and the moon will come together at about 29 degrees in Aries. And what that means is that it is a new start. And it is emphasized. This new beginning, this new start is emphasized because it is in Aries. This is one of the most passionate eclipses. And it's this passion that has been hidden within us for such a long time that it is now coming to bubble up. Which makes sense, right? Because Aries is a fire sign. And Aries is all about doing and having the courage to have the fresh new start. Now, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is in Cancer. And as we know, Cancer is in a very emotional sign. So we're going to be triggered around this time by our own emotions. And now is the time to push through and do what you have been wanting to do, that you've been afraid to do, because now you're ready to do. We also have Jupiter close to Aries, and Jupiter is an expansive energy that is hopeful. And it's all about finding your purpose, finding your spiritual growth, and finding your meaning, your meaningfulness in the world. We also have Pluto square to Aries, and Pluto has this hidden energy of our passion. But Aries is all about authenticity, honesty, and openness. And with Pluto squaring to Aries, it becomes about the hidden coming up, but it's for the better. So depending on your situation, the Pluto energy can be disruptive, but it also can be a blessing. Of course, you do have free will, but know that if it is something that needs to be healed, it will come back at some point in time. It could be in a month, it could be in a week, it could be in 10 years. Because Pluto is all about healing and about karma. And sometimes we need to go through the pain in order to heal. But the good news is that after the eclipse, the sun and the moon shifts quickly into Taurus, which we will then have the comfort of knowing we have stability. So with all that said, let's jump into your reading and see what this solar eclipse means for you. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading. Your solar eclipse and the impact it has on you is primarily you taking a look at where you're giving your power away when it comes to your relationships and those who you're connecting with. It's a serious look at, are you giving away your power when it comes to relationship because you're falling for another person too strongly, or maybe you're controlling. So it's having you take a look at that. It's also, a sign of new beginnings, where you're going to feel a shift in this new beginning, and it could be a trip or a move that's going to help you with your connections. So let's take a deeper dive with the energy surrounding you. The two cards that currently have come out is change and abundance. We have quite a bit as well. We also have assessing, growth, and blossoming. All very, very beautiful. However, I feel like I do need to make a change here. So I think at the moment what you're currently doing is taking a look and assessing your current situation and how you are in that situation. Relationship is coming up in this particular assessment here, and I feel you're taking a closer look at it, kind of like through the microscope or through a telescope. Even though you're looking at it from a distance, you're looking at it very closely, if that makes sense. So you're still going about your day to day and doing what you need to do, but something inside of you is having you take a deeper dive in within to look at where you fit in your relationship. And this assessment is going to bring some change that may feel a little bit disruptive and out of sorts. Like you're just going to feel really discombobulated. I just feel this really shaken, discombobulated energy when it comes to it, because what you're taking a look at, and I'm not saying a disruptive like it's a third party thing or your partner's not doing what they're supposed to do, but it's how it's making you feel. There's this uneasiness because there's something going on within you that it's just giving this wild and crazy, stormy, energetic bouncing within. But there's a growth that's happening. So once the storm passes, there's going to be growth that's coming from within you that's going to elevate you. So I feel like this assessment you're doing isn't really taking a look at your relationship, but really taking a look at how you fit into the relationship, right? And this introspective inspection that you're doing is what's going to give you that inner growth. And from that growth will become blossoming. So you notice how it comes, I just feel like this is the root, right? That you're rooting down, you're getting a little bit more stable, you're finding your purpose, you're finding your place within your relationship. And there's this blossoming that's going to occur, right? Once everything settles, once, things are going to come into place. And then as the moment that it comes into place, the moment that you feel at peace with yourself, there's going to be this abundance. I don't even know if I'm in frame. Sorry. There's going to be this abundance. And I feel I just feel that this growth has to do, the timeline that this growth is going to be occurring is during the seasons. So right now you're going through this growth, right? You're going through the assessment, you're going through the change. Then throughout the spring, there's this growth and this rootedness, this finding yourself that's happening. And it's sometime, I want to say near the latter part of the summer, will you start to feel that things are starting to come into place. And this is where you begin to blossom. And it's through that blossoming, I would say around the late fall. I'm feeling October-ish, where closer to the end of October, but definitely before November, that you're going to feel this abundance. Right? This blossoming will soon turn abundance. And it's more of you, things will become easier for you, right? Things will just be easier and settled for you. You don't have to work so hard for things to come to you, right? Opportunities, you'll begin to see opportunities coming at you. I just feel like there's just a lot of goodness that's going to be occurring during this, during this growth period, during this time, right? And it's almost as if this assessment, I feel like this assessment is going to be lasting throughout the seasons, right? Each time you're doing an assessment, and every time you're transitioning from the growth to the blossom, from the blossom to the abundance, there's this, disruptive change. And that change could be, the transitional period that you're moving through, right? Where sometimes when you're transitioning energetically to the next, to the next level of your higher self, it feels, you feel out of sorts. And I just feel like this is like, that'll just be an occurring energy as you move through the different stages of your journey. So that is absolutely beautiful. So let's see what we could find out more about that. Okay. Let's find out a little bit more about this, the growth that's going to occur during the spring. Tell us more about the growth that's going to occur for Leo during the spring. Oops. Ooh, Temperance. I love the purple. There's this energy of self-knowing, and you're going to learn quite a bit about yourself during this growth period. And again, like there's, and it's going to occur in the spring because look at the blossoming. But I also feel with the dolphins here that you're also going to be letting go of a few things, right? Whether it's old versions of yourself, it's not really people I'm feeling that you're letting go of, but letting go of thoughts of who you were. Yeah, I just feel like you're not the same person that you think you are or were. Let's see. Tell us more about the Temperance energy. Oh, wow. Page of Wands. The thing that came to my mind with this when I see it is there's a gathering. It's still you're still in the early stages, and you're still gathering information, gathering the details. I feel like the words coming to me is like finding your power. So let's find out what will be blocking this growth. What you need to be aware of. So blocking your growth is the Ace of Swords and the Strength. And the Strength card is not exactly reverse, so I'm going to keep it at that side. I take cards as they come, and I just feel that you're doubting your inner strength. It's like you're doubting the path that you're on. That could be your block. Yeah. And I feel like with this Ace of Swords, you are being guided, so that you need to know that your ancestors and your spirits and your angel guides are there to guide you through it. And I just feel there's this hesitation in trusting in what you need to do intuitively. Because you're being called to take up the sword, but you're hesitating a bit. Why is there this hesitation? But this is what's going to help with your growth by grabbing onto that sword. So helping you, the hesitation, the Sun, and the Page of Coins. I just feel like there's just this fear and trust in going into trusting your own intuition again with the Sun. I mean, the Sun is the brightest, and it's just telling you that you're for me anyway in this reading is just reminding you that you're divinely guided, but you're not trusting it. I feel like because it's not written in a book and there's no how-to guide and what you need to do and experience, I feel like this introspection that you're doing and this, learning of the self, either you're doing self-help books or you're listening onto YouTube channels, but because it's not textbook, you're kind of hesitant to try it, right? You're looking for the hidden word is what I'm hearing with the Page of Coins. But with the Sun, I just feel like the Sun is contradicting that, right? Because it's saying it's not going to be it's not going to be textbook. You just got to trust your intuition, trust your guides, right? And know that you'll be okay, because at the end you're you're going to be moving into that blossoming. And I feel that this change energy here, this discombobulating energy that you'll be experiencing is going to occur when you come to this Page of Coins and Ace of Swords transition, right? When you have to sit and think about it, that's where it's going to come to you with this change, this discombobulation. But know that once you put your trust into the intuition, you will find the strength, to go forward in your journey. And I feel like this strength card is actually your bridging card from growth to blossoming. Okay, so let's find out a little bit more about blossoming. So tell us more about the blossoming stage that is going to occur. I want to say that'll occur more in the July, August. So you have the Knight of Coins. And the Three of Swords. Okay. So this blossoming energy that you're going to go into the spring is going to feel like it's a very dark energy.
but that night of it's going to be very dark for you. And it's not shadow dark, it's just you're going within a little bit deeper. You may be finding yourself wanting to not surround yourself with other people for a time being. I mean, not for the whole summer, but I feel like you're going to take time out for yourself, where you're going to kind of disconnect from the world for a couple of weeks, and perhaps that's the that energy, that new beginning of, that's taking place if you're planning on doing a trip on your own. And I feel like if you are doing a trip, that could be the time where you're going to go within even a little bit deeper, right? But even though you're going deeper, you're shining through brighter, right? And with the Three of Swords energy here, again, there's that darkness, that solitude. And again, that Three of Swords is this change, right? That's going to be the time where everything within you is just going to go a little chaotic. And it's not a bad, don't get me wrong, that when I'm talking about these changes being chaotic and discombobulated, it's not bad at all. It's very, it's not shadow work. It's just, you know that something's happening within you, and you know it's for the better, right? It's just that you just don't know what's going to happen. So there's that little bit of a fear of not knowing, but you know something good is going to happen, right? Okay, so let's find out what's blocking. So it's not shadow work. It's not, anything dark and depressing. It's just really knowing that you're going through this transition, and it's being uncomfortable with the transition, that, that it just feels painful, but it's not a bad pain. I just want to reiterate that. Okay, so blocking this, this journey, the blossom journey, is the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So I feel like there's this protective energy. It's almost as if it's almost as if this protective energy is inside the Three of Swords. And if you look at this, and if you look, and what I'm seeing is that the sword on the top is what's going into the top of the heart, because you're inside the heart, right? You're protecting yourself. You're shelling yourself from, I want to say society, but you're just kind of going within. And then you have the outer swords kind of, going in, like those are the swords from the outer swords, or the Nine of Swords. I don't know if that's making sense, but it's as though those swords are holding everything in place, so you have this protective shell, but it's not a hard shell. Like, I don't feel that this is hard. It's and that nobody can get in. It's just something, it's soft. It's as if, oh, perfect. It's as if it's when a butterfly goes into its, oh my God, what is it called? Oh my God, I can't even remember. Well, anyway, when the caterpillar, before it transforms, it goes into it's not a shell, but you know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word. I feel like that's what it is. That's what you're in. So it's that moment before you become the caterpillar. And it's this Nine of Wands energy, right? That is kind of it. That's your bridging energy between the summer and the fall. So even though you're doing this inner growth, you're still shining through from within. Like, you're still shining bright from within. Your inner light's still beaming. As you move from summer to fall. Now, I'm not saying that, you're going to be hidden from the summer to the fall. Somewhere between the blossom, which I think I said July, August, to the end of October-ish, is where you're going to start to open up and be the star. I'm seeing these nine of wands kind of opening, kind of like a needle opening opening these, oh wow, threads. I feel like these are threads, so it's going to strategically open each one of these, right? Like through the seam, when you have like thread and you're opening the seam, so it's going to be very delicate, very precise, very slow opening. But when it begins to open, I'm hearing the star is born. And that is when it's going to lead you on and over to the abundance. So really, that protection energy of the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords isn't really what's blocking you. It's more of a slower moment for you. Okay, it's going to be a slower moving energy for the summer. Now let's learn about the abundance. So tell us more what occurs in abundance. Leo need to know about abundance. The energy that's going to occur in the fall at the end of Leo's journey. Okay. Oh, how beautiful. That was the last card that came out, was the Ten of Wands. Oh my God, and the Seven of Swords. Oh, I just need to, yeah. Let me find out a little bit. I know what I want to say for Seven of Swords, but I just want to learn more. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, so let's start with the Seven of Swords before we go and grab these, okay? Look at that, like you have everything in here. So what I want to say with this is once they've opened it up, right? Once the wands open each of the seams of the heart, what was in it, which is you, and this protective energy, right? The sun is still there. Look at that, the sun is still there. But what has changed and what they reveal once they open everything up, and that's going to bring you over, and the star is born, is they're going to open up, and this is what they're going to find. They're going to find someone who's more intuitive, right? You still have the sun. Like the sun is above you, right? In each of the journey, the sun is always appearing. Okay. For me, I feel like there's, I want to say that good fortune is following you throughout your journey, right? And you're still blossoming through, protected and divinely guided. And you slowly moved away. I want to see something here. Here we go. I know. Yeah. So I want to say that you moved away from your Eight of Swords. I know this says Seven of Swords. I'm trying to look for the 7. Ah, okay. All right. So you went from the 8 to the 7. But here's this thing, and this is what I wanted to say. Look at this. You went from 8 to 7, but the first thing I saw was the 6, was the 6 of Swords down on the bottom. And in this deck, the 6 of Swords, right, is representing, you know, movement, new beginnings, right? That now is the time to make your move, right? To gain back your power that you may have given up or given to somebody or into a situation. But here's the thing. So here's the 6 of Swords, but here's the 7 of Swords. And if you look, the 7 of Swords, the top sword, jeez. This top sword is this sword to me. And what's different is now, I want to say that I don't know if this makes sense, but what's coming is like you're crowning it. Like you've mastered it. And I just feel like because you've done that, like you were able to pick it up, right? Because here there's that hesitation of picking up the sword, you know, following intuition, but you've done that while you were hidden for the time being, right? And then you jumped into this, and then you transitioned, right? And you're coming out of this as a mermaid, or the 10 of wands. And at the beginning, I was saying that you were losing parts of yourself, right? But in the end, you start to gain new aspects of who you are. It's like you redefined yourself freely and openly. Perhaps you weren't as vulnerable or as emotional, but now you're able to get in touch with your feelings, whereas that may have been something that was very difficult before, and you're able to flow and move freely, right? And with the turtles here, even it was a slow transformation, but it's long lasting. And I just feel that these swords are just cutting through, guiding you and making the space for you, right? Whereas this Nine of Swords was opening you up and revealing the new you, right? It's as soon as it opened each seam up, it just kind of flew out, right? The swords just kind of flew and they're shooting outwards, like just showing you how, showing you which direction to move. And that is that abundance feeling. So if you look, you moved from the 3 to the 7 to the 9, to the 10. So you're moving along, right? Never mind that the suits, but if you think about it, you moved up, where you started with the 3. You were protected under 8, but you were started with the 3, and then you went to 7 to 9 to 10, and you're slowly moving up into that abundance, right? Because now you're seeing everything, so you're moving so fluidly, right? And then I was asking a little bit more about the 7 of Swords energy, right? And out came the 10 of Coins, the 2 of Coins, and Judgment. So altogether, you've learned to become that self-judgment and assessing of your inner self, right? I feel like you're done away with it. It's like slowly I'm seeing this the center here just kind of floating away in the waters, because that self-judgment, the way you see yourself has changed, right? And yes, the 2 of Coins, got the Knight of Coins and the Page of Coins. No, that was the Page of Wands. I thought I saw here. So look at that. You managed to break free out of the ego part of you saying no, it's not in the textbook, and you were able to kind of throw it up. I just see you kind of not tearing a book, because that would not be good. I love books, so you would be just kind of tearing away the old system or belief that everything has to be by the book, and you're trusting more of the universe, right? And usually with the 2 of Coins, it's always, there's this juggling between the two, or like for me it's always been like a weighing decision between the two. But I just feel that no, it's I mean, it's not exactly equal, but it's close to it. So you're getting closer to that, you know, you don't have to worry, or you're getting closer to the non-judgment of you, right? And again, here's that 10 of coins, that abundance energy with, you know, with the greenery, the gold, food. So it's as if everything surrounding you is going to start to change, and you're going to start to notice, right? The beauty around you. You're going to start to become a little bit more grateful. Not that I'm saying you aren't now, but you'll find yourself to be a little bit more grateful for the things that you have. You know, the shelter, the food to fill you, right? And your children, if you have any, a home to keep you warm. And, you know, and that's all coming to you, or it's going to shine a little bit brighter for you. And these coins are shining brighter, which tells me that you will no longer, I don't like saying it, but you will no longer take for granted the basic necessities of what you have, because they're going to be highlighting for you its beauty, right? And it will show you how abundant you truly, truly are. So we're going to end it with, okay, let's start with the moon manifestation. Let's gather some final messages for you, Spirit, here. Here we go. We have know your worth. Oh, we have quite a bit, so we'll take that. Just put that there. Okay, so we have know your worth. And then be real. Clear your mind. Practice gratitude and go for it. And I think that's beautiful. It just ends your reading in such a beautiful way. Gentle reminders, you know, when you're doing your assessment, right? Understand and know your worth as you move in the spring energy of, you know, growth. Know your worth, right? Be true, be real, you know, trust your guides, trust your intuition, trust the process. In order to do that, you need to clear your mind, right? Move away from the textbook energy, that everything has to be in a book, and if it's not a book, or it has to be by the book, remove yourself from that, clearing your mind. And then as you go through, you know, from the blossoming to abundance, you know, from summer to fall, it's almost as if they're saying, you know, go for it and practice gratitude. So that go for it energy is, yeah, go ahead and be quiet and be into yourself. And if you are going on a trip, or you are detoxing from, you know, toxic energy, do that, right? Because at the end, what's left for you is a beautiful transformation, an abundance. And perhaps at the end of it all, there's going to be more practice of gratitude, which, you know, which is that 10 of coins energy. So Leo, I am going to leave it here. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the end. If none of this resonates, that's okay. Just leave the energy for somebody else. If it does resonate with you, please like and subscribe to the channel. That is absolutely free for you, but it also supports me and lets me know that you've enjoyed the reading as much as I have enjoyed reading for you today. Have yourself a beautiful day, and namaste.